Fundamental principles of counting. In a restaurant, Susan wants to pick one starter from 5 possible starters, one main course from 12 possible main courses, and one dessert from 6 possible desserts. In how many ways can she pick her meal? To complete her experiment of picking a meal, Susan has to pick one starter and one main course and one dessert. Remember, in probability, and means multiply. So we will multiply the numbers. She has 5 ways of picking a starter, 12 ways of picking a main course, and 6 ways of picking a dessert. We can lay out the calculation as shown below or over. The number of possible meals Susan can pick is 5 starters multiplied by 12 mains multiplied by 6 desserts, which is 360. Thus, there are 360 possible meals Susan could pick. A security code for a door consists of 2 letters followed by 2 digits from 0 to 9. For example, BX04 and GG55 are possible codes. Part 1. Mary chooses her own code. If there are no restrictions, in how many ways can she form her code? So, to form a code, we have to do 4 things. Because remember, the codes consist of 2 letters and 2 digits. So that's 4 in total. So we have to do 4 things. We pick a first letter and a second letter and a first digit and a second digit. And remember, and means multiply. So there are 26 letters in the alphabet, and because repetitions are allowed, so there's no restrictions, so repetitions are allowed, the number of ways of picking the second letter is also 26. So the first letter, we've got 26 options, and the second letter, we've also got 26 options. Likewise, there are 10 digits, and because repetitions are allowed, because there's no restrictions, the number of ways of picking the second digit is also 10. So we've got 10 options for the first digit, from 0 to 9, and we've got 10 options for the second digit, again from 0 to 9. So the number of codes Mary can form is 26 multiplied by 26 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10, 67,600. Part 2. Joe wants his code to contain the letter J and to have no repeated letters or digits. In how many ways can he choose his code? Joe can have J either as the first letter or as the second letter. Because of the word or, we add the numbers. And this is because of the second fundamental principle of counting. So, in probability, and means multiply, or means add. If J is the first letter, then he can pick the second letter in 25 ways. Because remember, he wants no repeated letters or digits. And if J is the second letter, then he can pick the first letter in 25 ways. Also, the first digit can be picked in 10 ways and the second in 9 ways. So remember, he wants no repeated letters or digits. So whatever number he chooses for the first digit, that option is then gone, and there are 9 left for the second. So the options are, he has J as the first letter, so we've got 1 option for the first letter, and 25 options for the second letter, then 10 options for the first digit, and 9 options for the second digit. And multiplying these, we get 2,250. Now, if he has J as the second letter, then he's got 25 letters for the first, 1 letter for the second, that 1 letter being the J, 10 digits for 10 numbers for the first, and 9 numbers left over for the second. So multiplying these, we get 2,250. So remember, it's the J first or the J second, and or means add, So we add them to get 4,500. So I've drawn it out here separately, and I have the headings on top just so it's a bit clearer. So if he has J for the first letter, then he's used that J. Well, then for the second letter, he's only got 25 options left because there's 26 letters in the alphabet, and presumably he used J for the first one. Now we have to look at the digits. Well, remember, we're not allowed any repeated letters or digits. So from 0 to 9, we've got 10 options. So we're going to have 10 in this box here for the first digit. And it doesn't matter what digit we actually used, so long as we use one of them. And therefore, we have 9 left over for the second digit. So multiplying 1 by 25 by 10 by 9, we get 2,250. Now our other option is that J is the second letter. So in the second letter, we're going to use the J, so we've only got one option in that box. Now if J must be the second letter, then we've used one option for the second letter, then there's 25 options left over for the first letter. We still have 10 options for the first digit. And remember, we're not allowed to repeat any letters or digits. So once we've used that one digit, we now have 9 left over for the second digit. And multiplying 25 by 1 by 10 by 9, we get 2,250. So remember, and means multiply. And or means add. So we're going to add 2,250 and 2,250, and we end up with 4,500. So the number of ways that Joe can arrange his code so that it contains the letter J and there's no repeated letters or numbers is 4,500.